Evening stream. Hi to everyone in chat. I can see Tony, Koronoko, Wicked D, Red Snail. Have I missed anybody? Pete, hi Pete. Viman Aqua. Hi everybody. Apologies if I've missed anybody who I might not have seen. But hi, hope you've all had a great day. Hope you've not missed us too much after we've had a couple of days in outside of the area. He's got a green bag. The dog's just run off with something that he shouldn't have. I don't even know where he's got it from. Hydrate, says Pete. Thanks, Pete. Thank you. Wicked D says, feel like my right arm was cut off. I don't know. What do you like? We go away for 2 days. It was pretty good. The dog keeps sticking his head in my box that's down at the side of me. So yeah, we went away for 2 days. Went to a retailer event that was put on, organised by another store rather than being a manufacturer or anything. It was pretty cool. It very kindly organised some smaller games retailers, board games and what have you, to be there and show us some of their products. So some new stuff. Some new stuff should be incoming soon, which is off the back of that, which is pretty good. Some nice independent games companies. Right then, I've prattled on and I've missed what's going on in chat. So,
that's a question from Viman.
So Viman Aqua has a question for any D&D players in the chat, and I'm sorry, it's scrolled up and I can't see it now. So I'm going to have a group of 7 people I'm DMing for, and I want to make a ridiculously hard challenge for them since they keep blowing through my monsters like paper. Okay. Koronoko says, "Ooh, I spy a lovely nid." Yep, this is my Lictor. This has been base coated purple for a long time, and now I've realised that I've missed a few bits in the details. So I'm just giving it another coat of purple. But originally, I think I'd undercoated it with Genestealer purple, Games Workshop Genestealer purple. But now I'm using some Lich purple from Green Stuff World, which is a very similar colour. Right. Sorry. So Viman Aqua says that he would like to give them a spider-filled encounter, including driders and giant spiders, and the party is level 4 to 5. So driders, if I remember, are quite a challenge on their own, and spiders can be very nasty against lower level characters. But if you've got a party of 7, you're really going to have to put a lot of monsters. Thank you for following Secret Squirrels.
Oh, it was really loud.
It was. That made me jump. Yeah, you're going to have to put a lot of monsters in there for a lot of monsters in there to give a party of 7 a good challenge. So yeah, whatever you're thinking about, maybe consider doubling it. You can always have some run away if they kill a few. If it's looking like you're gonna kill them all off or whatever. But spiders and driders can be excellent if you make the most out of their other abilities, I find. So a couple of times I've killed entire parties just with spiders and similar things, because poison bites and stuff can be really effective, especially when they start sapping stat abilities and what have you, causing constitution damage and what have you to your players, so they're losing hit points and stuff. So maybe have a good thing. Yeah. So depending on what type of spider you use them as, 10 spiders and 3 driders should be a good challenge. You can always recycle some if they die, and bring them back in. Is a good option. Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Koronoko. Maybe like increase their stats a bit, make them a bit tougher, give them a few more hit points, but yeah, maybe make their to hit and what have you a little bit better. Yeah, it's difficult to say without knowing like your party and the way that they play. Some people think about games in a different fashion, and sometimes can just defeat your monsters like just by thinking about the encounter a little bit more and how they do it. Like when we did our on-stream session, I imagined a nice fight in a room with a bunch of goblins, and they just opened the door and threw some torches in and set them all on fire. So yeah, it's difficult. It is difficult, but if you want to give them a hard challenge, you want to give them like a really tough encounter, and maybe put a couple of their characters' lives on the line, make them seriously consider their immortality, then one thing might be maybe run them through a couple of encounters that run them out of healing before you put them up against a kind of a boss fight. Might make them consider their choices a little bit more. If you let your party have too much access to healing ability, that can really be a factor as well. Thanks, Pete.
Spiders will be setting traps.
Yep, that's a good idea with traps and webbing and what have you. So you need we don't need. I would suggest spiders shooting webs to fix people in place. Maybe a couple of like pit traps that have been heavily webbed over or something like that you can kind of split the party up and give some of them a bit more of a challenge. Maybe isolate a couple of fighters down some holes so they've got to deal with spiders one-on-one.
Spiders one-on-one.
Yeah, it could be a good thing. And you can't go wrong with a swarm of smaller spiders as well. So if you get a spider swarm. But you, as the dungeon master, you can do whatever you like. So if you feel that your monsters are getting like too easily overcome or whatever, there's nothing to say that you can't like beef up your monsters a little bit part way through, or add them some extra hit points, or make them like a little bit easier to or for them to hit your players, anything like that. Don't be shackled to the book. That's a good suggestion, Tony, as well. Add a drow sorcerer coordinating the spiders and a drider bodyguard. Excellent. Excellent idea.
So, what are you currently on?
So this is a Tyrannid Lictor model from Games Workshop, one that I've had for a long time, and never really fully got around to painting it. So I've base coated all the areas that are going to be purple, like redone them with some Green Stuff World Lich Purple, which is a really nice kind of strong purple tone. So you run my nids as Hive Fleet Hydra, just because I like the ability. I don't want to have loads of massive monsters. I want to have a swarm. So, this is why I'm painting it purple with black chitinous armor. Is what I'm going for. That is 77028. V-Man Aqua says, according to the Dungeon Master's Guide and the encounter chart within, I have created an encounter that is unsurvivable. Yeah, but I think your party might surprise you. If the 7 characters at level 4 to 5, they're going to be putting out a lot of damage and probably be able to survive quite a bit. So yeah, and if you find that they look like they're all going to die and you don't want them to, then you can definitely like go easy on them. Maybe have them all captured.
It seems like he wants to kill them.
Yeah, that is the problem. I don't want to kill them entirely. Just put them into the idea they're no longer able to be invincible. Well, what about get them so like they're all knocked down, and then have like some drow or the Driders capture them all, and then they could have killed them, couldn't they? So you could end your session when they're all down on the floor and unconscious and what have you, and say like, all right, so we'll finish it up next time, and then I'll let them sweat a bit over the intermediate week, and then make it so that they've got to either do a job for the drow or whatever, or escape. So Secret Squirrels on the back of Games Workshop 4 as well. Did you manage to finish your brass scorpion? Not yet. Not yet. We're getting
a giant laughy sound.
Yeah. Not yet. I had a bit of a tinker with it, didn't I, a little while ago, but it's such a massive thing, and I keep getting overfaced by it, really. So, yeah, I've not finished it yet. It's a ongoing project, but we will get there one day. Kuronoko says, Vimanakwa, the DMG doesn't take into account lucky dice rolls and the player's mini-maxing. Dungeon Master's Guide doesn't take into account lucky dice rolls. And Tony says, lock them in the drow cells. The cells with a ringside seat to the torture chamber. That's right. So, I've now switched over. I'm going to use some Nightmare Black. So this is Reaper. So Reaper paint, Nightmare Black, and I'm going to use this as the base coat for the chitinous armour areas on the lictor here. Vimanakwa, as far as they know, every one of the miners in the mines have died because of the spiders. Yeah, well, yeah. So have you? But nobody knows where the spiders have come from, do they? So it could well be like you've got Driders, could well be drow infesting the area, or broken through into the mines and utilising the spiders to do their dirty work for them. It's only a matter of time before one of the miners or one of the PCs spots a drow running past the end of a passageway, or what have you. I find it difficult myself. I find it difficult having a party of that size anyway, because they do tend to chomp through monsters, and also have a lot of healing and buffing type characters that tend to stack up and make your party really powerful. At least equivalent to maybe a level higher. Or two, just because of the sheer amount of damage that they can put out. So you definitely need to up your challenge rating, I would suggest. So if your calculations put it that it might be a TPK, yeah, there's definitely ways around that. So yeah, a bit of Nightmare Black on this little guy. I do like the Lictor model. So this one is a fine cast, one of the resin versions, which I do like because he is significantly lighter than the old metal one that I used to have, and the detail on this is really nice and crisp. No one was able to give them information that suggests spiders, but they know no one has come back out of the mine for a few weeks. Right, so what's your scenario? They've been hired to go and investigate what's going on down mine. Have they? That's seems cool. So maybe as they enter the mine, have them encounter a few smaller spiders and single spiders, and then as they get to the kind of culmination of where you're gonna seat your main battle, then you can make stuff more and more powerful. Another thing that's really when you've got such a large party, another thing that makes a character weak, shall we say, to combat is if you get them stuck in a corridor. And I realise that it's not ideal, but if you get them stuck in a corridor or in a tunnel or something like that, and then they're getting attacked from the front and the back, but the guys in the middle can't really do a great deal. That's also quite effective. So you can have your monsters kind of chomping through them like a line, especially if you're trying to overwhelm them with a lot of kind of giant spiders or whatever, because if one spider goes down, you can just have another one crawl over its corpse. Koronoko says, Tony says, my largest groups were a nice comfortable 5. I wouldn't go any larger. Koronoko, challenge rating also assumes a 4-person party, so you should probably be fine. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And Vimanakwa, the city's commerce has dried up because their main export of iron is no longer available due to not having any miners to mine iron. Yep, that all seems like pretty fair. They need to get the iron flowing again, the iron ore flowing back out in the mine. And if everybody's dying, and whoever's been sent before's like not come back, there's got to be something going on, hasn't there? So yeah, it sounds pretty cool. You'll have to let us know how it goes.
Wicked D says, the happiness of a DM planning the demise of his party.
Yeah.
It sounds very familiar, doesn't it, Wicked D?
I don't know what you're talking
We
about.
were learning how to play Pathfinder with the lovely Nathan as our DM. Learning, can I just add, learning. And we had children in our party, and there was only 4 of us, and he did exactly that, where he got us in a corridor and then just attacked us with evil things that we couldn't possibly defeat. Because he's a big meanie.
You did defeat him.
I think you realised that you were going to be in trouble if you killed us off.
No, you defeated him.
Yeah. I remember
You killed my giant hasty crab.
I remember it being a bit touch and go, though, to be fair.
Well, it was a bit touch and go, but you pulled it out the back
Yeah.
with your mass healing spell that got Wicked D up off the floor.
Kuronoko says, if you want to be really mean, throw in some rust monsters. We had rust monsters in Attack Us too, Kuronoko. You know, our learning party with 2 children in it. Yeah, we had rust monsters, and then we stole their antennae and used them to open a gate, because we used them to rust the gate so that we could escape. Ha ha ha! So nah. And of course, Pete says, fireballs for the win!
Yeah, fireballs are quite important.
Wicked D says that we haven't played for long enough, that she reckons that our party is now rested enough to at least grow to level 5, or grow 5 levels, because we've not played for such a long time.
Yeah, they're frozen in time. They're all just like there waiting.
They're all Dave Lister.
Yeah, waiting for you to come back and take the reins again.
What are you painting this? Is it a Tyranid?
Yeah.
Ah, good. That was a good guess.
Yeah.
What are you painting this Nid for?
So the main reason that I'm painting this guy right now is, and some other things that I'm going to probably get a bit of paint on before the end of the session, is the Great MLG Brush Off. So the main purpose of this is it fulfills the alien sci-fi category for the Great MLG Brush Off this month, which I'm very excited about because I have so many models that can fill this category that I pretty much everything I plan on painting this month is gonna fit. Now, so this guy is obviously an alien creature. And then I've also got some Space Marines, which fulfill sci-fi, and got a couple of other bits and pieces as well that also fit within the sci-fi remit that aren't necessarily Space Marines or Games Workshop stuff indeed in any way. So the Great MLG Brush Off is a lovely little community painting challenge, shall we say. There's no prizes involved, no judging, definitely no judging of people's talent, ability, or what have you. It's really just for fun, but we'd encourage everybody to take part, because at the end of the month, once everybody has submitted their amazing minis that they have painted, then Mrs. MLG puts together a fantastic little showcase video, and then everybody gets to see their work in glorious presentation and revel in the community achievement of getting all these models painted on a theme. So every month we pick a theme, or the themes have been pre-chosen for the year, haven't they?
Yes, so you can plan.
Yeah. So you can plan ahead. So there's a variety of themes throughout the year, one a month, and all you have to do is paint something that fits however you choose within the theme. And it could be all sorts. So I'm going to paint this Tyranid, and I'm also going to paint. I've got some Space Marines on the go, and I might see if I can squeeze in something else.
Oh, I see. Because you can enter as many as you like. We'll see how far Nathan gets with this, because he says this. He has all these big dreams, and then they never really come off with the painting, do they? They all stay grey and plastic looking. I painted a robot.
Yeah, your robot looks ace. Yeah, I'd forgotten I had it until I went looking for the other bits and pieces that we still had. This amazing. I'll grab him in for a moment. We magnetised it, so
he's broken it.
we magnetised it. Mrs. MLG requested magnets. Yay, magnets! I'll hydrate some more in a second. I've got some water down here. So this absolutely fantastic.
I ended
Yeah, you haven't finished him then. This absolutely fantastic Mars Attacks robot, which you might recognise from the Mars Attacks movie. So this is a Mantic mini from when they still had the license for the Mars Attacks range from Topps trading cards, which you might have seen the movie. So this is like the giant robot-y thing that blasts through. So we magnetised it. So I don't know if I can't do it when it's sat down, but it turns from side to side, and it has a bit of a tilt going on, and its arms move and stuff. It's just like imagine it shrinking like little soldiers. And he's got a little alien guy driving him inside his control bubble up there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I've had this for quite a while, and when Mrs. MLG was looking for something to paint, I said, I know what you could do. I've got this awesome mini. You could have a go at painting that.
And then I had to look it up to see what it was supposed to look like, because I can't remember from the movie. And when I looked it up, they actually sell on eBay for quite a lot, because they don't make them anymore. So I said, before I do this, are you sure? And you went, yeah, why not? I'm like, oh, okay. Tony says, don't run away, we're your friends.
Yeah, I love Mars Attacks. It's awesome. Considering the whole premise for the movie and stuff was based off originally like some a small set of trading cards. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's I know there's probably more to it. There's been like spin-off comics and stuff in the past, but yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. The first scene in the movie when the herd of cows like comes running past, it's ace. I love it. So cool. And unfortunately, Mantic have obviously the license expired and what have you, and they had to stop producing some of the stuff. But it was pretty cool. They did like quite a nice little range of aliens, and I wish I'd kept one of the flying saucers. I said that the other night, and we were looking at some of the things, and I wish I'd kept one of the flying saucers as well, because that would have made it perfect sci-fi edition. I want to be famous.
Have I got two?
I think there might have been two.
You know, I looked down.
Look down for 3 seconds.
I don't know. What are you on with this evening, Mrs. MLG?
I I am undercoating this demondy dude that was in the bottom of my box that somebody's had a go at painting at some point, and it's weirdly stuck on a base that it doesn't fit on, and there's some grit around it.
Oh yes.
So I'm just trying to make it so that I could possibly paint it, because I couldn't before, because I don't know what's happened to it.
It's a gargoyle, but that was a early attempt at painting Bones minis by me, and at the time I thought that looks alright with that like grit stuff around his base, and then as I've kind of painted a few more and I've realised that doesn't really look very good at all. But I am sure that you will do an awesome job of painting him. Mrs. MLG has rescued several of my early minis.
Waste not, want not.
No.
So is this the only Nid you're painting then?
This is the only Tyranid that I'm painting this moment, or this month. The only thing I've planned to paint. And I was originally thinking about painting all of my Nids after we'd airbrushed the others with the Psychotic Illusions. I was thinking that really I should do them all that colour, but I've already got so many that are painted in this style with the purple and the kind of black armour, that I thought that I would do this guy to match my existing ones. And then if we ever get round to doing that window display, then we can use the Psychotic Illusion ones for the window display, and I don't have to cannibalise my army. Because we definitely have got more Tyranids than I'm ever going to field in a game of 40k if I ever actually play it. But the idea of this guy is that I can use him for Kill Team, which is obviously much smaller games and easier, and definitely easier to paint a full force for Kill Team than it is for 40k. So that is especially seeing as I've currently gone a little bit Horus Heresy crazy. So I've mentioned before on stream that I've been building up to playing some games of Horus Heresy for as long as Forge World have been producing the models, and now so much stuff is going to come out in plastic, and it's going to be a lot more accessible. Then the game is, I think, really going to blow up. It's going to be one of Games Workshop's main flagship games, alongside 40k and Horus Heresy. That's what we're talking about. Alongside 40k and Age of Sigmar, it's going to be a main system, well supported, with a whole bunch of releases in plastic, and it really, really appeals to me. When I was just starting to get into the hobby, from traditional modelling and what have you, and I started reading some of the background and things, the story of the Horus Heresy really is what kind of engaged me to start off with, and the battle for Earth and what have you back in the day. So it's definitely dear to my heart, and in fact once I've finished doing this bit of black on here, I'm going to show you the inspiration for the next thing that I'm going to put a little bit of paint on this evening, which is one of my favourite Heresy era books, and the cover art is what we're going to use as source material. Right, so there's some more. I just need to do that bit of tail there. So this guy he's not finished by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm just going to leave him to dry for a little while I put a bit of paint on something else, because it's work table Wednesday, isn't it? Is that still a thing? And well, it is now. I've just said it. So where he's got his claws and the kind of bit on the end of his tail and what have you, so those parts I'm going to paint with gloss black, so they're nice and shiny and like killy. And his tentacles here, I'm just gonna lighten those up so they're like kind of a pinky colour. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna do that in a minute. Let's just clean my brush and I'll show him off so far. I need to give that a good clean. This Nightmare Black has stained the bristles on my brush a little bit, so I just need to make sure I clean that. Excuse me. Right, so this is Larry the Lictor. So he's quite simple at the moment, just purple and the Nightmare Black, which is definitely like a bluey black, but that's perfect for the High Fleet Hydra colour scheme. Excuse me. So the plan now will be to do a little bit of work on the tendrils, the dangly tendril bits at the front, and put his eyes in, and then we'll give him a nice black wash, and then we'll do some highlighting from there. So I'm just going to leave him to dry for a minute or two while I show you the next thing that I'm going to work on. So let's put him over there. Pete says, or Tony says, that he's got a box of NIDs somewhere. And Pete the Hydrator, I bought more planes and would love more Warhammer. Yeah, Warhammer's cool. And Koronoko, I like Larry, very sinister. Yep, he looks like he could just jump out of a sewer duct or something and chop you up, wouldn't he? So this is one of my favourite. Oh, let me take my ad hoc bookmark so you can't see what a dodgy piece of material that is. But this is one of my favourite books, if I can hold it so that it doesn't affect the light. So this is Legion by Dan Abnett, and this is I've probably read this like 2 or 3 times. I'm just on the reading it through again, and this book features the Alpha Legion, my favourite heresy chapter. And the Alpha Legion are regarded as traitors, but everybody knows that really they're good guys and they're fighting on the side of humanity. And the reason that they're doing what they're doing is explained in the parts of this book. Now, the reason that I've got this out to show you is because in this, the Alpha Legion are described as having purple armour. And normally when you see Alpha Legion, they're in a kind of like greeny colour. So you might have seen a couple of weeks ago I was painting Alpha Legion guys in a turquoisey colour. So you normally see them in a kind of metallic-y turquoise. But I decided that I didn't like the metallic turquoise, so I painted them in like a traditional flat turquoise and highlighted it up. But I've got a couple of squads here that are special troopers, headhunters, and I'm going to paint them in this like purple colour scheme. So they're going to have like purple armour with trim of gold and silver, and then they're going to have green accents on the shoulder guards like they are described in this book, and they're going to be my elite, my special troopers. So I'll show you those in a second. So here is one of my squad leaders. So currently just undercoated in matte black. I did this just before the stream. So this is, I don't know if you can see too much of the detail there, holding him a little bit closer to the light. So this guy has got a combi melter, which is a bolter with a melter gun strapped underneath it that you can fire once in the game. This particular chap has got a couple of alternative parts on. So he's got the standard plastic legs from a Mark IV Space Marine. He's got a resin Forge World torso piece that's Alpha Legion themed. I've actually given him some Mark III armour arms. So he's holding a grenade in this hand, and he's got his combi bolter in this hand. So and then he's got a head that's an alternative head that I had a friend of mine 3D print for me. And then he's got some shoulder guards that are custom shoulder guards from a company that I met at Salute. So he's got a few different bits and pieces on him just to make him a little bit more special, and then obviously we're going to try and give him a little bit of a special paint job. So I've got 2 squads of these, and this is the squad leader from the other squad. I'm giving him the same head, and he's got the same shoulder guards and what have you, but a different chest piece. And this guy has got combi plasma, and he's also got this nice like saber kind of sword to wield as well. So this guy with the grenade and this guy with the sword. So they've all got pistols and an extra combat blades and stuff because they're supposed to be super elite guys, sneaky guys. Here's one of the regular troopers with the combi plasma, and they've got this nice Hydra symbol on their shoulder guards and what have you. So the headhunters are supposed to be elite troops, and their purpose is to take out the enemy leaders and what have you during the game. So they've got access to different ammunition that's perfect for killing other Space Marines. Normally Space Marines don't have anti-Space Marine stuff, but these guys, that's their purpose. Headhunters, because they target and take out enemy characters and stuff. So that's their purpose. So for the base coat of these guys, based on the artwork on the front of this book, I'm going to use some Green Stuff World Malefic Purple, which is an absolutely beautiful colour. It's just blobbed a bit inside the bottle, but if you can see that there, if I hold it up alongside the book, so it's this one, and hopefully you can see, if the light's not too bright, that's quite a good match against this colour on his shoulder guards and his armour on the front of the book. So that's what we're going to go for as the main colour. And let's get a painting handle out, and, or a couple of painting handles out, and then we'll fire into getting some of these guys done. So I'm going to do one squad at a time. So we're going to start off with combi melters, and where are they? They've got longer barrels on their guns. So a combination of different parts used on these. So these guys with the combi melters, they've got some Forge World alternative heads as well as Forge World bodies, because it's nice to be able to bling up your models, isn't it? As I say, I've been collecting stuff as we've been going to Forge World for the last 15 years. Been getting bits and pieces ready, building this project up slowly. So and now it's finally getting that I can play some games with these guys, because like other people are getting interested in the theatre of Horus Heresy, which is really, really cool. Got some guys coming in to play some games tomorrow night. Don't know if I might end up having a game tomorrow. We shall see. So talking about games, we've got coming up, if anybody is a board gamer and likes the game Catan, we have a Catan tournament. If you are very serious about playing Catan, Catan qualifying tournament. So if you come and play in our tournament in the store and you win, then you can get a place at the UK Games Expo to play Catan and join in the UK Championship. And the only way that you can get a seat at that championship is by qualifying in a local game store like Mighty Lancer Games. So on the 21st of May, you can come over to Mighty Lancer Games, and it's £5 to enter, and you sit and play several games of Catan throughout the course of the day, and then the overall winner on points and what have you throughout the sessions will take the prize and get a seat at the UK Game Expo Catan tournament, where if you win there, then you get to go to Malta and play in Malta in the World Championships, I believe, which would be really cool. I think it's quite a good prize package if you win at the Game Expo, which is pretty funky. It's the first time that I'm aware that we've been able to host anything like this in store for a kind of a mainstream board game tournament type thing, which is pretty exciting. Hoping that it's going to be something that piques people's interests. I mean, you might be a casual player, really, but if you came and played in store and perform well, you could be lucky enough to get to the Game Expo and end up playing against some of the best players out there, which would be an experience in itself, wouldn't it? It's always a good way to increase your level of game, if you like, by playing against better players and learning things from them. Pretty cool. Excited about that. We will provide all of the stuff required on the day, the sets and what have you, for people to play with. All you need to do is pay your entry fee and turn up and play. And take your chances, I guess. We've had a bit of interest from folks outside of the country as well already. People asking about the event and what have you. I guess serious tournament players are going to try and join in as many events as possible to get themselves in with a chance of winning a seat at the Game Expo event. But yeah, don't be put off, because anybody could get the draw on the day, if you like, and do well. I would definitely suggest that you need to have a knowledge of how to play the game, though. Don't that would be important. So I shan't be participating because I don't know enough about the rules of the game, but we do have a couple of experts on it who will be on hand to organise things on the day for us. That's all good. This Malefic Purple is covering beautifully over this matte black. So I undercoated these guys with the Colourforge matte black primer that we sell in store. So Colourforge are a Yorkshire-based company that have been producing some fantastic aerosol spray primers, and they're really cool. So I did these about 20 minutes before the stream, and it dries super fast, which is why I didn't start on painting these guys. I wanted to give them a chance to cure a little bit before I started painting them. But yeah, painted them just before the stream, undercoated them, and this Malefic Purple is covering beautifully. The reason I like this matte black primer, if you're not familiar with it, is because it is properly matte. So it does kind of rankle me a little bit that other manufacturers' paints, they say that they're a matte black, and then you paint them on, and they're definitely more of a satin finish. And then quite often, if you want a matte finish on your Mini, then you end up having to go and repaint the areas with a different black over the top of your like satin black to get the result that you wanted. But it dries truly matte. Any of the primers that I've used so far, I've used the silver and this colour. They'd also do a couple of colours that are colour matched to Wraithbone and Grey Seer, if you are liking the contrast method of painting. So and they do a white, obviously, so they do white, black, grey. They do Mechanicus grey, or whatever it's called, the equivalent to the Games Workshop Mechanicus standard grey colour. Oh, Pete's redeemed a hydrate, thank you very much. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so they do some awesome colours, silver, gold, etc. Definitely, if you are after spray primers, I would heartily recommend that you check them out. You get a 500ml can for about a tenner, and they really are good stuff. So, Secret Squirrel, yeah, had that ultramarine blue from Army Painter, and a right struggle to get paint sticking to it unless matte varnish was added. Yeah, it's I used to like the Army Painter sprays, but yeah, the like shiny finish, yeah, really put me off. But these Colourforge ones are tip top. Yeah, bigger can, better finish. Somebody has told me, not the guys from Colourforge, because I don't know if it's correct or not, but I've been told that it is manufactured in the same paint factory as the Citadel sprays in the UK. So it's manufactured in the UK, whereas you may be aware that the Army Painter stuff, I believe, comes from a factory in Italy. And not that I've got anything against the Italians, but obviously it's good to support British-based companies, especially in the current climate. So yeah, a Yorkshire company, they're great for us to deal with, at least. So you can purchase their full range of sprays from us at Mighty Lancer Games. And Mrs. MLG has very kindly just put a link there. If you are a spray primer user, check them out. They also do a fantastic matte varnish, which is actually really great. Which is a spray matte varnish. If you've been using the Army Painter anti-shine at all in the past, and you found it was you thought it was good, then definitely check out the Colourforge one. It's tip top. Not the cream, just good gear. So yeah, cool. So this is going on really well. Malefic purple, and I'm really liking how this is looking. Really, these guys are really going to stand out in the rest of my turquoise guys, just as a special unit once they've got their insignia on, their shoulder guards and what have you. Got this painted up. I'm really impressed with how that's looking so far. Shall I hold it up before I do the next one? You can see what's going on. There we go. So he is one of my like line troopers, but they're elite troopers. So I based them all on what are they called? Sector Mechanicus bases from GW, because I wanted the whole army to have a consistent theme throughout. So they're all based on these ready detailed bases, so I don't have to worry about doing flock and scatter terrain and all that kind of jazz. However, I've got another little project on the go, which are Night Lords, and they've just got based on plain bases, and they're going to get some regular like grass type bases. Like going to use some of the Luke's APS stuff on those, the base ready stuff that's got the little bits of static grass and things mixed into it. I'm going to give some of that a whirl on those guys. There's like City Rubble, I think it's called. That's what they're getting, the Night Lords. I think we might need some Luke's APS stuff restocking. Yeah, we should probably have a look at that. But that's the plan. I've been reading also, so I have a couple of books on the go at the moment. So I'm reading through Legion again, and then I'm also reading the Primarch series book about the Night Haunter, Conrad Kurz, the Primarch of the Night Lords. My two favourite chapters, but definitely the Alpha Legion is my favourite, and then the Night Lords' second favourite. Purely based off, I really enjoyed reading the Night Lords series of books by Aaron Dembski Bowden. I believe that's how you say his name properly. Who he's a great author, and he's written a fantastic series of books which you can now buy in a compilation, the Night Lords Omnibus, Soul Hunter, and a couple of other bits and a couple of other books, which names escape me at the moment. But that's a great series that kind of told from the perspective of a Night Lord apothecary who's been around since the time of the heresy and is still out there as a kind of reaver pirate type little band, and it recounts their journey on dealing with other Chaos Space Marines and stuff. Really cool book series, also available from Mighty Lancer Games.
It's called Geek Game.
Geek Gaming, that's it.
You see what Secret Service is?
I've used their modelling compound from Luke's for the first when building my kill team board. Awesome stuff. It is fab
Yeah.
stuff. We need a restock, don't we? So we'll get a restock sorted of
We've
some.
got loads, but you've got loads, but we have still sold out of some.
So we've still got plenty of things in stock, like basing rocks and other bits and pieces in the range, cork and a few other things. But yeah, some stuff that we're running out of or running low on. So we will restock those in the very near future. What was I saying? Yeah, the stuff that they produce looks absolutely fantastic. Really well thought out product. The base ready stuff. Awesome. Tony says he's not tried it yet. Working through a bag of sculptor mould. What's sculptor mould? Never heard of that one, Tony. Is it similar kind of product? Primark Marines with their £5 t-shirts. I don't know. Secret Squirrel says it arrives super quick. It does if you order it from Mighty Lancer Games, and we've got it in stock. We'll get it in the post as soon as we possibly can for you. That's. So I've got a little conversion project on the go for my Alpha Legion. Saw somebody had converted up one of the named characters, guy Armillus Dynat. He's the Harrow Master, like the first captain of the Alpha Legion at the time of the heresy, and he's part of the heresy certainly. He's a really cool model. Bye, Red Snail. Yeah, really cool conversion where they've modelled him. Instead of, he normally has a huge thunder hammer and a sword, but instead of the thunder hammer, they've given him a shield, and I really like it. It looks cool. So I've dug out a couple of parts while I was doing something else this morning that I think would be ideal to make my conversion, and I've got him here in this little plastic bag. So after the stream, I'm going to have maybe have a little tinker at sorting him out. Sorting him out. We'll see how I get on with my painting. He might have to wait till another day. But he's going to be the Praetor that leads my force when I'm not using named characters. That's, Praetor is like the commander or captain or whatever. That's what they call him for Heresy era 30k. Definitely excited for the new edition. It's not coming for a little while, but it is going to be coming out sometime in June, but we just don't know when. Yeah, Secret Squirrel's got a question. Any news on when the Horus Heresy... Oh, what an excellent segue, almost like I'd seen that already. No, they've said June, but we don't know when in June, so it's coming, but we just don't know when. And obviously we'll know when you guys know from GW's press releases and what have you. But I fully expect that it will be announced with a launch date. I'm quite surprised that they haven't done it already, to be fair, because we had the Heresy Weekender event at Warhammer World over the weekend where they did all the reveals and stuff. But I'm quite surprised that we didn't find out already. But I know that there's some other stuff on the release schedule they've got lined up before the Heresy set can drop. But next week, so this coming Sunday or the week after, I would expect that we will get a confirmed release date for the Heresy box, because otherwise we're running out of time for them to get it released in June. And normally these large releases, a whole new box game situation, is generally a 2-week kind of build-up period and then a 2-week pre-order period. It's very unusual for them to drop a very large release like this with just the normal kind of 1-week pre-order like we have with most mainstream products. But they might surprise us this time. Who knows? Who knows? Secret Squirrel says, amazed it's going to be under £200. Me too. When we were seeing lots of rumours online about the price of the box set, and a lot of people were saying that they'd heard it was going to be £240, and I think that's probably in some way good leak management and advertising by GW, so that when they come out and they go, oh, it's going to be less than £200, so it could be £199.99, but because people were primed up thinking it was going to be £250 or whatever, that's obviously going to be great value. Now, it is going to be great value, don't get me wrong. It's going to be fantastic value if it's less than £200. I realise that is still a large sum of money, and that's not just pocket change for many, many people, but it is an absolute bargain compared to the projected cost of buying those items separately. So you've got in that box set, you've got 2 characters, which would normally be like £20 or so each, a tank, so the equivalent vehicle, the Land Raider Crusader Redeemer, is currently £65 at RRP, so there's like £100 already if you say that the Spartan's 65. The Contemptor's probably going to be like 35-40 quid worth of model on its own, and then you've got 4 squads of regular Space Marines. Well, they just before they took them off sale, the Mark IV's Space Marines for 10, and I think the existing Mark III's that we've got in the range are £32.50 for 10 guys. So if you think that the new guys are going to be at least the same, £32.50 for 10, there's 40 of those. So there's 120 some pound. So where were we up to value wise? That's like 105-ish, 35 quid for the Dreadnought, 140 quid, 120 quid's worth of stuff. So that's 260. And then you've got 2 Terminator squads, and the Cataphractii Terminator squads were 40 quid a piece before they disappeared off the website. So there's like £300 worth of models at RRP, and then you've also got the rule book and the templates and the dice and the whippy sticks. The whippy sticks are very important for nostalgia for myself, because I can't remember the last time we got range rulers of that style in a boxed game from GW. We've been getting like the see-through like 12-inch things for quite a while, or different templates and what have you, but we're back to a proper set of templates and red whippy stick measuring sticks, and all those minis. The rule book looks like it's a hefty slab of paper as well. It's going to be awesome, great value set, and no doubt at a great price.
Anyone think you're excited?
I am excited. It is awesome, and not just because of the set. I realise that we're going to dip over to Wicked D very shortly, but not just because of the set, but also all the other things that they showed off at the weekend. Extra weapon customization sets in plastic, and that you can buy separately, different options for heavy weapons and special weapons and other customization parts prospectively on the high horizon. That's the word I'm trying to say. And all the vehicles. The new Kratos battle tank looks absolutely amazing. So excited! I can't wait. I'm keeping all of my fingers and toes crossed that GW give us a demo copy that we can get in advance and show off to you guys, so I can get all gushy and excited about it when we unbox it and I get to flick through that monster rulebook. Very, very excited for Heresy version 2. So yeah, I know I don't sound excited very often, but I am super excited about this. It's going to be awesome. I've still got my Whippies from when I first got into GW when the 3rd edition Dark Eldar vs Marine box set released. They're fantastic. We have quite a few of my old ones kicking around the gaming floor at the shop for people to use, and people are bad from whipping each other with them because that was they're really good for getting your mate across the knuckles when they're moving their figures too far on the table. But
I know you're very excited, but it's 9:01.
Yeah, it's 9:01. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Our next stream will be Monday, and we'll be back to painting some other bits and pieces on Monday. We might go more Crusher Monday and do more Crusher Rider and other little bits and pieces on there on Monday, but I haven't quite decided yet. We'll let you know. So, next stream, 8 p.m. Monday. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to go and raid Wicked D.
We're going to go read Wicked D. Was playing Gartic Fern, so it'd be awesome if you came with us. Thank you for joining us, everybody. See ya!
Bye!